Hey there, my friends. Welcome in. I have not seen you forever. Let's see what my kids are saying here. We just found out today that my husband's going to be the Grand Marshal at the 4th of July parade. So the kids are... Holy cow. Okay. I'm not even going to go in there. That looks like a mess. Looks like this old iPad messages haven't been looked at for a long time. So we'll get started. But I was gone for a few days. There we go. I was gone for a few days, and then I got home, and oh lordy, was my behind dragging. So I didn't even think about going live last night. I'm like, no, I am going to go to bed. And I did. I went to bed like it. Well, I went to bed at 10:30, but I slept straight through to 7 o'clock. So I was tired. So we're going to do this patriotic transfer, Snoopy USA, land of the free, home of the brave, and we're going to put it on a Canva Bella t-shirt. So let's get this is an ink mat, and we're going to get that inside that ink mat, inside the t-shirt. It's a brand new t-shirt, so there should not be a thing on it, but of course there is. So I think I want it to go in this way. I'm just going to kind of worm it in there. And then try to straighten out my shirt. So, how was everybody's weekend? Good, I hope. We made a mad dash to St. Louis on Friday and came home on Monday. Our little granddaughter got her first Holy Communion. Her mama was raised Catholic, so that's their deal. And I'm okay with it. Okay. So when you're inking a shirt, you don't want to fuzz your transfer. You want it to be as sticky as it can possibly be. So I'm not going to fuzz this transfer. And I am going to color it in with ink after we're done. And then I probably will not, I'm going to try and be really careful so that I don't have to go back in and do anything like outlining it again. I'm going to, I want it to be good. Let me see if I'm about, and I am on the ink pad. It goes off right there, but it's fine because there's nothing down there. It would probably go through this shirt, you guys. The ink would. Ink is fun to work with, and 3 inches, holy mackerel. Sometimes I can get that 3 inches like perfect. So I'm going to take this out of here. And I actually think I'm going to take my self-healing mat out too. Because you guys, I have warped more than one of those. Not lying. I have warped more than one of those. So I want to do my USA in red. And then I'm going to do all the rest in black. And so we do have a new ink coming out. And it's called Cherry ink. So it's going to be the color of our cherry paste. But I don't have it yet. I ordered it, but I don't have it yet. So I have to decide if I want to go with Candy Apple Red or Love Struck. So there's the two colors. But it's also on this blue. And I'm feeling like I might want Love Struck because I feel like I might want to lean a little bit towards the vintage side of the look, maybe. So we'll see. I don't think that the bright red is going to show up bright red anyway. So I'm going to go with Love Struck. So when you're doing your inking, you want to make sure that it's really down good. Everything is stuck down good. No air bubbles, none of that. And then what you want to do is you want to just drop your ink onto your transfer so that it just goes through your transfer. You don't have to give it a heavy push or anything like that, because if you do that, it's gonna bleed. So I'm just gonna, and ink takes longer to dry than paste, so you don't have to be in a big toot when you're doing your inking projects, because it's not gonna dry. You're gonna be fine. I mean, if you're taking like a ridiculous amount of time, then, you know, you would have some issues. But in general, it's fine. You hop on and say hi. And if you catch me on the replay, please hashtag replay. I'd appreciate it. You guys, I was painting today, and I didn't even sit down once today out here. I stand up. Isn't that crazy? I need to start sitting down because my feet start getting sore at some point. And my legs get sore. Because I just stand the whole time. And I was trying to organize. Last year my laser went down in October. So the files that I'm in a club, and the files that I got, I wasn't able to cut. And so but I printed out all of the paperwork on them. And I always put that. I'm checking my hands for ink. Now the rest is going to be in black. Some of that chunked off of there. So I was trying to organize and get into my notebooks, the pictures of the items that I have the files for. We always like to have pictures just to kind of guide you on color. You don't have to use the same color, but it lets you know what's what. And also when you're gluing them together, where things go. Because my kits are like puzzles. They really are just like puzzles. They have pieces, and you need to figure out where the pieces go. Now when you order kits from me, I'm not going to say every time, because I'll probably forget one, but most generally I will send you a picture of what the item is that you ordered, and then you have a picture to go by. But you can always go to my Crafty Sarah's wood shop and snag a picture there, because I probably have a picture of most everything that I've painted. So I'm just going to grab this real quick here. I don't want drag lines on some of these things here. Okay, so I'm just going to carefully lift this up. And you do want to make sure that you don't have ink on your fingers, because if you do, it's going to be on your project. And just slowly raise it up. And if you see something that and I can see the drag lines on my red that I'm not really loving. Then you can put it back down and you can work it. I see I have some. Won't this be cute though to wear for the 4th of July or in the whole month? I will wear it now, from now on. So I'm going to set this on my backer sheet, And I am going to give this a spray, you guys, because ink, if it dries in your transfers, it's harder to get out. It takes longer to dry, but when it dries, it's harder to get out. So I'm going, and let me set this over here on my table. I'm going to just spray some water on it, and that will, you know what, I need some wipes. And that will keep it moist so that when I go to wash it inside the house, it'll be good to go. Now, I'm not going to say that I haven't never gotten the ink out once it dries in there, because I have. It's just that you scrub and you scrub and you scrub. Not going to lie. You scrub your wazoo off, but it's worth it. You want your transfer, especially these Snoopy transfers. Shush. You shush. So I'm going to dry this because I want to paint his little hat, his little bomber hat, and I want to paint his scarf. So I'm going to give it just a quick blow dry here. Now normally I would probably leave it overnight, you know, but for time's sake. And actually, if I wanted to, I could paint my Snoopy white. Never thought about that, you guys. But are we anywhere close? Maybe. Okay, let me see. Where is my note? Right here. I might start with the... So I don't want to have to go back over it with the transfer, because you guys, it's almost impossible to go back over it and not and have it be right. So I'm going to try my darndest to stay in the lines. And I'm just going to color in his hat. And you don't need it, you don't have to water down your paste or your ink, because it's usually pretty good. But you could if you wanted to. And then I will heat set this, and it will be good to go. Because I just don't feel like you can get your transfer back down exactly where you had it, if you get my drift. Because your shirt kind of stretches a little bit. Not seeing anybody. No comments. So if you're commenting, I'm not seeing them. And then I set my Cricut at 325. Everybody does it different. Some people go 305, you know, some people go hotter. I always just go 325. trying to see how they did there, and they did do the upper circle is brown. So we woke up night before last. I got up because I had a cramp in my foot at 3:45, and my husband was awake, and he just said to me, "We should just get up and go." And I'm like, "Okay, let's go." So we got up at 3:45, and we were out of that house by 4 o'clock, and on the road, and we were home a little bit after noon yesterday. It's an 8-hour drive. But you know what? I'm okay with that. Because my son lived in San Diego before that, and that was not a drive. That was a flight. So I'm grateful that it's a drive. So grateful. That's that brighter red, and you know, it almost looks pink. And I could go back over this black also with a black ink. They need to make a black ink pen. Wouldn't that be nice? That we could use for fill-ins and that kind of thing. That would be fabulous. Maybe I should suggest that. I just feel like I would like Snoopy to be white. And I know it's going to be a pain in the behind. And it might look... What is that? Oh, I see. I'm trying to figure out what that is, and that's his tail. That's his tail. So you want to be careful when you're holding your ink over the top of your project too, you guys, because you might plop it on there, and I'm going to try and do some larger areas with this. Because once you plop ink on your shirt, you're done. You are done. So I got my poo transfers today, or actually yesterday. And I ordered today from our newest launch, which is not a collab. It is Chalk Couture's transfers, Patriotic, and Evergreen for summer. They're very cute. I did not order all. Usually I do, but I did not this time. I'm like, no. No, you don't need them all. And I am going to be at a show in Hastings on June 13th at the fairgrounds. So look for that. Love for you guys to come out, anybody that can make it. And I will have summer stuff, lemon stuff, patriotic, like everyday stuff, Charlie Brown stuff. And you guys, my shop is open usually Mondays and Tuesday afternoons from 1 to 5. So if you're local or within driving distance and you want to come and hang out and paint, come. Come and choose something, and if I don't have it cut already, I'll cut it for you and you can paint it. You are welcome. I have the paints, I have brushes. I've got it all, you guys. And if you ever see, I gotta go smaller than that, something behind me that you'd like, just send me a private message, or like on my, you can business to my business, or you can send me a message on my private page, whatever. I check them both. Right now, it's not crazy, you know, it's not like I can't find them. I know some people can't find their messages because they got so many. Well, I don't have that trouble. Not yet. Is every cutout you see behind me, I have cut out. Cut out and I've painted. And I do have Chalk Couture transfers on hand. I have a lot of retired and new. And I have paste. And I have all the accessories, things that squeegees and wax and buzzing cloths and all those things if you need anything like that too. Or if you'd like to just try to chalk or ink. We can do it. We can do it. I will show you how to do it. That one's getting kind of clumpy because there's so much. Man, I wish we had ink pens like we have Posca pens. That would be so awesome. But I am going to like him white better than blue. If I was putting him on an off-white shirt or a, you know, it would be okay. But it's not, so. Oop. My red is still a little bit wet. But he's turning out pretty dang cute. I almost wonder if I couldn't use a like a Mod Podge brush because they're so stiff and they're shorter and they have not so much wiggly. If that means anything to you, but that one needs to be, I need more, it's too wide. It needs to be a little bit smaller. There we go. I think I got it. Just try and smooth some of that out. And I think I'm just going to paint his nose black. It's got some blue on it, but I don't want that on there. I just want it black. There we go. Easy peasy. Better wipe my hands because I know there's some on there. Because I can't do anything without getting, and even though it's not much, you guys, it's enough to cause you some grief. So we're going to dry that a little bit and then we're going to heat set it. Take the, let's get this a little bit dry. This is going to be fun to wear. I wore a shirt to my husband's colonoscopy that he had on Wednesday in Lincoln. And it was one that I had made, but it was a DTF. It was a direct transfer to fabric, I think, DTF. And so I heat set it on there. And so it said on there something like, I might look calm, but in my head I pecked you 3 times and it was a chicken. It was cute. And one of the receptionists says, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. I said, thank you. Like, I didn't know anybody even reads them. She did. She thought it was awesome. All right, so I'm going to get this, you guys, and this is a brand new one, so it is stinking sticky. Whew. See, now I feel like maybe if you were to leave your shirt overnight, don't pull it out of here because you stretch them when you pull them out of here. And I feel like maybe you could put your transfer back on. See, that ended up catching the red from the USA. So otherwise it would have bled through. And actually, I might stick a piece of, I better get that the heck out of the way. That's going to be causing me some grief. I might stick a piece of parchment paper underneath between, because I feel like it might bleed through. Or let me grab a piece of cardboard. Let me see what this is. Nope, that's got tape on it. I think I saw some cardboard right here. I don't even know what it's from. Oh, you know what this is. This isn't cardboard. This is cardstock. That'll work, though. I'm just going to slip a piece. That's what I was using for my price tags, punching out price tags. I ordered me a price gun today. Like, I think I'm over the price tag, the tag in my own. I'll just quickly. No time to waste. No time. Okay, so then you can take parchment paper or you can take Teflon. I think, though, I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper because, you guys, this ink is a little bit wet and I feel it's going to get on here. And I don't really want that. It'll come off. It will come off. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and use parchment paper just to be safe. And we'll get this up here, and we will, 30 seconds, 325 is what I have it set at. Some people do 305. You guys, you do you, whatever you think. And you can move this around. If you're doing a heat transfer, do not move it around. But when you're doing ink, you can move it around. All right. I'm going to go again, just because I'm pretty thick on my ink there. So I'm just going to go again, just pretty much right there. That is cute, you guys. So cute. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I'm getting my hair cut and I'm going short. Short. I've decided. Whacking it off. One time I told her to let my ears stick out, but she talked me out of it. And this time I GPT'd to pick some pictures of me, and one of them is very short, but just right below my ears, and that's what I think I'm going to go with. We'll see what she says. But I'm going to go short. Summer's coming. I'm over it. I wish I had a hairstyle that I could just like do a little bit of this and that and be done with it, but I don't. There's something right there on that shirt. Oop. Okay. I'm just going to take that cardstock out of there. And you know what? It did go through, you guys. The red went through. Note to self. And some people turn theirs inside out and then they do them. I'm not going to do that. So there is my shirt. How cute is that? I love it. Love it, love it. That is adorable. So if you guys have any questions about inking or anything with Chalk Couture, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you. And like I said, if you want to come here and do a shirt, I can hook you up. Let me know. I will help you. Or if you want to paint wood. You guys, I see there's Tracy, there's Holly. You guys, I was getting no, hi Chris, no, nothing on my iPad, nothing. So I will go back and I will see you guys there in the comments. I appreciate you guys all for coming in, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.